Hello and welcome to this video where we'll go into connecting DuckDB with Python. We'll use Python to connect to DuckDB, and we will ingest some CSV data. We will connect with an existing DuckDB database and to see how that works, and we will combine it with Pandas and to learn more in depth about how the connection works, what type of objects are there to work with, and like how you can go back and forth from the CSV files. You can read several CSV files, read JSON file, etc. And nesting and unnesting. There's a lot of different things to show here. I hope that this will be really interesting for you, that you will learn how to combine DuckDB with Pandas and with Python. Here I am in Visual Studio Code, and I have some data. Here I have books.csv, financial data.csv, hotel bookings, a few of them, 01, 02, 03, and we have leverantörsfaktura. This is some data from the municipality in Gothenburg. And here I have a library, which you may have seen in other video, which I generated using Gemini API. And also, like, these all are generated. This is 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 generated. And here, this is real data. Yes. Now we have some data, and it's time for us to connect to Python and DuckDB. We open up a terminal. And what we need to do first is to I will do UV init. I will start a virtual environment. Here you can see there's it created for us, git ignore, Python version, pyproject.toml, and a readme. Or actually readme was there already, I think. Or it created it for me. And the main.py. This is just an example project. I'll throw it away. And the other ones I will keep. I will install UV pip UV add, actually not UV pip install. It's using the newer way of adding packages. We use UV add. And what do I want to add? I want to add Pandas. I want to add DuckDB, IPy since I will work with Jupyter Notebook. And if there is something else that I need, I will install it on the way. Start with installing this, and it's going very fast. Thank you. Now it's time for us to create, say I want to have a databases, make the databases. Here I will place one or more databases, and I will connect DuckDB and I will open this one. Connect DuckDB. Let's decrease this one, and I will work more with the Jupyter Notebook. I'll change my kernel to this virtual environment that I just created. Let's say that we want to connect to a database called hotels.duckdb, and I will place it in databases. To do that, we do import. Let me just change this one to Python. Import DuckDB, and then with DuckDB.connect, I want to connect to databases /hotels.duckdb. This will connect to a DuckDB database, and if it doesn't exist, it will create it. As con, we will do con is our connection object or connection instance. Since we're using the with statement here, it will automatically close down the connection for us afterwards. You don't need to worry about writing con.close. It will clean up the resources. It's a context manager here. We can do con.sql, and here you put in your SQL code. Create table if not exists, bookings, and here we can create our schema as if we would do normal SQL scripts. What do I want to put in? Date is a date. Room type as string. Price is float. We have breakfast, yes or no, boolean, or true or false. We have a name, string. We have email, it's string as well. And we have get uint 8, unsigned int 8, only positive ints and 8 bytes. We don't need to store much data since we don't have many guests usually. This will create a table. Let us do that. Run it. And you can see there it created hotels.duckdb. If I run it again, nothing happens because it's idempotent, because we have if not exists here. Note we have this nice connection instance, and after we have done this, we can use con.sql and we just put in our DuckDB code here. As simple as that, and we have connected DuckDB to Python. We're inside of Jupyter Notebook, we're working with Python. And one thing to note here is this path here. It's very simple when you're in Jupyter Notebook, but if you're in Python, normal Python, then you should use the pathlib library, pathlib package, and you can find out the relative path using the pathlib, and it's similar if you're using Python script. Now I will want to insert some data. I've done my first SQL. It's good to have semicolon also. I will create my next SQL statement. Here I will insert into booking. Since I'm connected to, note that I'm connected to this hotels.duckdb, then I can just insert data into this one, values. And here I don't want to type this out. I'll copy it, and you can copy it from my lecture notes. I'll just paste it here. These are just LLM generated hotel data. Then we place this one in. Let's see, semicolon in the end, yes. Insert into bookings, yes. And then we can also take a look into, or I will run this now. I will run this one, and now you can take a look into bookings. Let me see. I didn't pick it out. Yeah, I should actually pick it out. But if I run it again, then this will be created one more time. One thing I will do is here. I'll just show you. If I run this again, I should get an error. Or I should not get an error because we just added several times. I'll just show you. Con.sql from bookings. This is DuckDB code, print from bookings, and you can see, since I've run it several times now, you can see that these are just copies. We can see 32 rows. Actually, I have only 8 here. I've run it 4 times. What I should do to make it idempotent, or I make it that I can run it several times, create table, create or replace table actually, or replace table bookings. Yes, I run this one, and now you can see there's only 8. Good. Now you can see I can print out the results from con.sql. I can do, if I do from bookings, it's similar as doing select star from bookings. If you have seen my other videos, I do this a lot. But I want to do like this. I want to take out the bookings. I want to take this here, cut this out, and say that this is my bookings equals to this one. And I will take out the df. Great. That means if I do df now, or actually not df, bookings is called. Bookings. Yeah, name error, of course. Bookings. Now you can see these are my bookings because I've just assigned this to a variable called bookings. This bookings now is a Pandas data frame. That is awesome, because now we have a Pandas data frame to work with. And you can see that if we have a Pandas data frame to work with, we can easily just use our power of Pandas. We can use bookings.head, no problems. We can do booking.info, etc. You can see this is Pandas data frame. We have all the power we have with Pandas now. That was quite cool, using DuckDB to create data and then converting it into Pandas data frame. Now we will try to read a CSV file directly. And to do that, we can, for example, take this invoice data and just change this one to Python. Invoice equals to duckdb.sql, multi-line string, and here we can do from data slash lever. Let me just copy this word here. Leverantörsfaktura, that was hard to spell. And then .df. Basically like that. Invoice. Yeah, parser error. I debugged it and basically I missed a quote here. After I did this quote, it worked. From data slash leverantörsfaktura and this 2024-08, and you can see I get the data as a df invoice. Invoice.head. Let me see. Name DuckDB. Yeah, because I need to run all because I closed this down before. Let's move on here and we can see invoice.shape. We can take a look into the data set. Yes. And let's move on. We have this invoice and we can, for example, we can read in some other data. We could do like finance equals to duckdb.sql from data slash, let's say financial data.csv, semicolon, and then here you can have finance, and you can see, yeah, .df, finance.head, yeah, and we get the data over there. That is quite cool. And we're able to read in some data, and now we want to try and see if we can read several CSV files and combine them. Read several CSV files and combine. And to do that, we can have this hotels. You can see hotels bookings. We have 01, 02, and 03. We want to take all of those that are named with hotels. We can do bookings equals to duckdb.sql, triple quotes here, and I can do from data slash end quote hotel and star to match all characters, and then .csv. I match everything that is between hotel and .csv. .df, and then we can do bookings.head. Yeah, now we have read all of those, but you're maybe not sure. We see a lot of 01 here, but we could take a look into bookings, .tail, for example, and here you can see, yeah, we have 03 here, 03, which is part of this one. We have read in all of these. That is quite cool. We can continue and we can read in data through JSON, read JSON data. That is also possible. And to read JSON data, we have this library.json. We can do duckdb.sql, and we can do from data slash library.json, end quote there, and then semicolon there, .df. Now I've read in the data, but that this is not very useful, since if you look into the data, it looks like this. We have a dictionary. This is JSON data, a dictionary with these keys, and then we have this books that are a list of dictionaries. We need to unnest it. What we need to do is to do some unnesting. We want to extract certain columns. We want to extract the column here. This one we want to unnest, and to do that, we have a trick here. I will copy this one. And now I want to do select. Actually, I will make it into triple quote. Select select from this library.json as L, and then I will do L.name as library name. If I just do this, you can see I get the library name. However, I want to pick out L.books as well. If you take a look into that one, I get the books. To do that, we have the unnesting function in DuckDB. That is quite nice. Unnest L.books. And you can see that it's unnesting. We get all the dictionaries here. And we can do it further by doing a max, and we put it as 2. And you can see it's unnesting it maximum 2. This means that we have unnested the data, and that is quite cool. We can also do like this. When we have done this into DF, we can, for example, call it books DataFrame equals to this one. Books DF. And we maybe want to extract it. We could do like books df dot CSV. Actually, I already have it here, but say that I want to extract it to data/books.csv. I run it, and now you can see the data is here. Now I've extracted. I started with unnesting this one, and then picked out all the rows that I want to, and then I send it to export it to CSV. You can do like this. We can do something with cross join. If you take a look into my joining video, I talked a little bit about cross join, but I never had a particular example of that was useful. I will show you here. I'll do DuckDB.sql. And I will do, this is a creative way of using cross join actually. Select, say L.name, and then we will take B from data/library.json as L. And then what I want to do is cross join. I want to unnest L.books of B. And this is called alias SB. I'll do .df, and you can see what happens. The library.json will have actually a comma here. First, we get L.name, which is cool library. And then we get B, which is this part here. And what is this? It is a cross join that you unnest this L.books. You unnest the books. This is the books. You unnest this one. And then it will get an unnest key. And what it does is that it will cross join to this Hulu library. It means that we get 10 of these. And when you have it like this is not very useful, but you can extract the columns that you want. B.unnest, and you can see now I get all the unnested ones. And based on this, I can easily pick out what I want. I can pick like dot title. See? I can copy this one, b.unnest dot, let's see what do we have more. Author. Yeah. Title, author, year. I can just copy this one, say year, and I get the year as well. This one, if I like it like this, I can do like books df equals to this one. And then I can easily do books.df and I can take it out. Now I have books.df without the extra ID. Or we have this ID here, but if you don't want that ID, it's as simple as index equals to false. Run it, and you can see we don't have the ID. Great! There is nothing to close, since we don't open the UI, we don't open DuckDB UI, we don't open DuckDB CLI. The connections that we have opened, they are closed automatically thanks to Context Manager, that is the with statement. And then this is it. And what you should do now is to git add, git commit, and git push so that you have version controlled everything. And also, if you don't want, maybe like you could have like star.duckdb if you don't want the DuckDB databases to be sent up. Yes. In this video, we have connected DuckDB to Python and worked with reading in CSV files, reading JSON files, and then nesting JSON files. We have used queries to read in the files and make it into Pandas DataFrame. In the next video, we'll go more into Pandas DataFrame, how you can combine the power of Pandas together with B. That will be really interesting. Hope to see you there. Thank you for watching this video and hope you learned a lot. See you. Bye.